Okay, we're here today to talk about a movie we saw several weeks ago.
Way, way too long ago.
We thought it'd be a good idea to give everyone else a chance to see it.
Yeah,
So we
so spoiler alert, so you
spoil.
should have seen it by now.
Yeah, but I think this is one of those movies where how much. So we're talking about Project Hail Mary. How much of the movie was spoiled for you before you saw it? Did you know what was going to go on in it?
No, so I only saw one interview with what's his name?
Ryan Gosling,
Yeah,
the goose,
the guy.
the goss.
I saw one interview with him and he was like, "Well, everybody's telling me that it's amazing, that it's the best movie, better than E.T., better than The
Inter-
Martian."
yeah.
Or
Well, Interstellar is what he said,
oh, okay.
but The Martian's like a good comparison because it's the same guy that wrote the original books. So Andy Weir wrote The Martian that got turned into a movie by Ridley Scott starring Matt Damon. Big deal at the time. This is like 2015. We went to see it, and you remember the hype for that was real, right? There were a lot of people talking about, "Oh, The Martian's so good, you got to go see it."
Yeah.
But this is easily 10 times that.
At least, yeah.
There's been it's just toxic positive word of mouth.
But
Positively toxic.
I don't think that they like gave it enough praise.
Oh,
Because
you
I went in there thinking, okay, well,
we always run the risk of overselling it at a certain point. Like I told my buddy Jack, I don't think he's seen it yet, but I told him after we saw it that just that, like I don't want to oversell it, but it's just as good as everybody says it is, if not better than that. So, I mean, would you say like out of a 5-star scale, it's a 5-star movie?
yeah,
It's it's
easily.
is it one of your all-time favorites already after seeing it one time?
Yeah, I mean, I need to see it again, honestly.
Do you think it'll hold up watching it again? That's always the test.
Yeah, I
It's one of
do.
the tests.
I do. I think it'll hold up. I think that I'm going to find things that make me like it more.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the things we liked from the first showing. So again, like what I was hinting at with the trail with like how much the movie could have been spoiled for you is like the trailers give certain things away.
Yeah, but I don't really watch trailers. Like, so, basically, I see Instagram, I see TikTok, I see Facebook.
Yeah, so you didn't know, for instance, that he was going to meet an alien in the movie?
No, I did because that interview.
Okay. Which I think you're thinking of the Saturday Night Live monologue. Is that right? Is that what you're referring?
Yeah, I
Which was
am.
we were watching that when he hosted Ryan Gosling hosted Saturday Night Live a month or so
Yeah,
ago, and
right.
during his monologue he said what you said of like, people are telling me it's good as E.T. and Interstellar
Yeah.
put together, which means it's like 4 times as good as that. And
Mhm.
so I was like, I don't know if this is a joke or not,
Yeah.
but
But
I'm gonna buy the tickets.
I think that I did see some kind of ad for it. But spoiler alert, based on like video of the alien, you can't even really tell what's going on. Like I couldn't tell that it was an alien or a rock or what.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, even in the movie itself, there's a lot of mystery surrounding the alien at first. Like and he meets this alien, and you kind of know that they're gonna be friends. Like it's gonna be an ET situation where the alien is friendly. It's a good alien. But I'm still thinking while we're watching the movie, like, oh, look out! I mean, that thing could kill you. Like my here's like a healthy dose of reality or paranoia.
is
You,
this
you
because
tell
of
me.
Alien, like the movie Alien?
Well, that's the other end of the spectrum, right?
Okay, yeah.
On one end we got ET, friendly alien likes Reese's pieces. And then on the other end we got Alien from Alien, the xenomorph, which is going to just burst out of your
Yeah,
chest and cause problems on the spaceship.
right.
But they're also like ET is smart. The alien from Alien is dumb.
Yeah.
It's basically a space bug.
What was the one with like David?
Oh, Prometheus.
Prometheus. Yeah.
Yeah, the fifth Alien movie,
Yeah. Not
essentially.
not scary. Not as scary as David or
Oh, did you think the robot was scary? David
I
in
mean,
Prometheus?
yeah, he was creepy. He was yeah. You
Yeah.
didn't think so? Well, there
Well,
was David and then there was the other one. What was his name? One of them was mean, the other one was nice. Played a
Walter.
flute. Yeah,
But
Walter.
that was the sequel to that. That was an Alien
Okay.
Covenant.
Okay.
But that's interesting because you know, that's the question of like what's scarier. We'll just bring it back to aliens in general. What's scarier, a smart alien or a dumb alien? Like,
One that looks like a bug.
well, that I mean, I guess you're saying like Starship Troopers then has the scariest aliens because those are the epitome of
Yeah.
space bugs.
I mean, they looked kind of fake.
well,
So
so back
I
to
wasn't really scared of that one, but the one that gets on the face, wraps around, yeah.
yeah. Well, that and the alien in Project Hail Mary share something in common,
Uh-huh.
which is that they're puppets.
Yeah.
They're real. Like they're actually filming them versus, you know, some of the bugs in Starship Troopers are puppets, but a lot of it's also CGI. And one of the things they did, you know, we watched some of the behind the scenes stuff for Project Hail Mary too, and they talked about the intention was, you know, give Ryan Gosling, the actor, something to act against.
Yeah.
Because if it's just CGI and they add it later, you know, he's got a much harder job.
Didn't like the camera guy or something voice the puppet?
Well, it's the puppeteer, the guy who was running
I heard it was somebody on the crew.
No, it was the guy who was puppeting Rocky. The name that's the name Ryan Gosling gives the alien, which is on the one hand, it's like a simple enough straight. It's almost an offensive name because it's like you're a rock. I'm going to call you Rocky because he looks like a rock. That's the other thing about the alien. But it's also there's a fun story beat to it because he's like comparing him to the prize fighter from the movie, the Rocky series of movies, of course.
Yeah.
And then they go to a planet and they name the planet. Well, first they name Rocky's
partner.
Yeah, his rock wife.
Adrian.
You could have guessed. you see it coming. Like, I mean, I'm so well behaved I didn't do this, but I almost shouted it out in the theater. It's gonna be Adrian. But no. First. So but anyway, it's a very charming, fun movie, but I had to suspend my disbelief a bit because my thinking is if you're out in space and another spaceship, a UFO shows up, they probably don't have the best of intentions. Mm-hmm. I would be worried about that, but I would also be worried about malicious, intelligent aliens.
Well, wasn't it already there?
Like out in space?
Yeah, when they got there, it was also trying to figure out what was wrong with the sun.
Right. The thing was they both had the same mission.
Yeah.
Which was, you know, both of they're in different not galaxies, but systems.
Their planets were gonna die because their sun was losing power.
Because there's this bug not a bug, but they call this thing astrophage. It's like this, you know, tiny thing. Just want to say bug again. Yeah. It's like eating the sun.
Yeah, it was a parasite that would expel energy too. So they actually had a purpose, and that's what they used to power their spaceship.
Yeah, which is also, in terms of like the story, it's clever and probably a good simplification to be like, okay, we got one sci-fi concept, which is this astrophage, but we're going to use it for multiple things in the story.
Yeah.
So we don't have to invent all these different things.
Yeah, it's the villain, but it's also kind of the savior.
Yeah, the fuel. Yeah. The what's going to get him home, because the initial problem that Ryan Gosling has is that he's on this starship and he doesn't have enough fuel to get home.
Yeah. One thing that I really liked about this movie is that it was kind of like scientific term heavy, but it didn't feel like you were trudging through all these terms. They kind of dumbed it down because Gosling's character was kind of like not really supposed to be there.
Yeah, I'm not even supposed to be here today. But he's you know, the quintessential line for this is in The Martian, where Matt Damon says, "I'm going to science the beep out of this."
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that sort of thing. He's got to do the math, he's got to do the science.
So before he even goes anywhere, he's basically just going to train all the people that were supposed to go there. And he kind of used like his government security guard as like a sounding board.
Right, yeah.
For a lot of his ideas and very clever like experiments that he was doing.
That reminds me too of like he does that a couple times. He explains the science first because he's a teacher to like a group of fifth graders, and then he explains the science to a security guard, and then I think he does it again for like Rocky, or like they have conversations that are kind of one-sided.
Yeah, but Rocky also knew a lot of things that he didn't. And,
Yeah.
so it was kind of a way to show that this was intelligent life
Hmm.
that he was partnering with to try to solve their problem in
Yeah.
the galaxy.
But really, every time they're discussing, it's all, what do they call it? Exposition.
Mhm.
It's all for it's all for the audience. Like
Yeah.
he's explaining it to the kids, but it's also for us, for you, for me, the audience. But anyway, so you say 5 stars. I hadn't even thought about it. I would give it at least 4 stars. But if Back to the Future is a 5-star movie,
Mhm.
I don't know if this necessarily reaches the peak of, we'll say, Back to the Future for me.
For me, it did.
But for you, it did.
For me, it
So, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a fairly brief encapsulation of what's going on in the movie. We didn't discuss everything that happened, but at this point, like, it keeps making money. It's a very successful movie week after week, even with, it's got new competition this last week with the Mario Brothers movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a typical fall in revenue from week to week, from like week 1 to week 2, would be anywhere from like 50 to 70% from the
Yeah.
first week to the second week. But this one only fell like 30 something percent.
Well, even though this was a great movie, I don't think that it's going to reach like cult status like E.T. or Back to the Future.
Really? Okay, well, there
don't.
you go. So you're equivocating a little bit.
Like, I do think everybody should watch it. I think I'm going to love it for a very long time, but I don't think it's going to be one of those movies that makes it into the public sphere for generations like he did.
Okay.
And I think that one of the big failures in making this movie was that they didn't make Alien cute.
You know what? That's a solid point too. He's a rock.
Yeah.
He's like, there's no face. There's a human tendency to put a face anywhere. Like if you just draw a couple dots in a line, that's immediately a face.
Yeah.
And there's like green spots on Rocky that sort of like you're
like eyes, kind of like looking things.
You're kind of trying to make it in your own mind that like, oh, these are his eyes.
Yeah. But there was even a scene where they made fun of just how ugly this alien is.
Yeah.
When you see him eat for the first time.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, but first of all, Rocky says it to Grace.
Yeah.
Which is, quick aside, that's the
character that Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, but it's also a pun that they don't really draw attention to because he's on a ship called Hail Mary. So it's a Hail Mary full of
one guy named Grace.
Well, yeah, Hail Mary full of grace. But the scene you're talking about is immediately like Rocky is watching Dr. Grace.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so disgusting."
Yeah, he's eating and he's like, "Oh, it's so disgusting when you eat," but he's like, doing rock language.
Yeah.
And then we see Rocky like shoving stuff up his rock hole, and we're all sort of, it turnabout is fair play. We're all suitably disgusted too.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, at the very least, even if I wouldn't say 5 stars, we'd both say 2 thumbs up, right? Yeah. My thumb, your thumb. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs and a coffee up. So, speaking of thumbs up, be sure to smash like on the video, subscribe it if you haven't already, and let us know in the comments what you thought about Project Hail Mary.
If you don't subscribe now, you'll probably never see us again.
All right, that's it. Thanks.